Hello friends, today I have my sister with me. This is my sister Lisa. She is going to walk us through how to make a flourless chipotle chocolate cake.
So the recipe we're using today is from simplyrecipes.com, one of my favorite websites. And these are the ingredients that we need for this flourless chipotle chocolate cake. We have chocolate, 8 ounces of chocolate. Here is it unwrapped and here it's wrapped. We have 4 eggs, we have butter, we have sugar, and then the most important ingredients are cinnamon and chipotle chili powder. Are we ready to get started?
Yeah.
Great, let's go. So we need to start by chopping up the chocolate. And this is nice because they already have it into pieces that are easily broken off. But we're gonna chop it just a little bit further so that it melts quickly and evenly. You don't want to press too hard on this because you'll have chocolate flying all over your kitchen. So you want to have just a little, like a good hand on your knife and have a lot of control over it. I love the feel of chocolate under my knife. It's like sort of crunchy, has a little bit of snap to it. So we have 8 ounces of chopped chocolate here. We're gonna put it and the butter over a double boiler.
So can you explain to me what a double boiler is? Because I don't know.
Good question. So a double boiler is basically 2 pans. Here, come over here. Let's turn this light on so we can see. All right, so a double boiler has, if you don't have a double boiler, you use 2 pans. And the bottom pan has water in it. And we heat it up to boiling. And once it starts sort of simmering and steaming and having heat come off of it, then we'll place this on top. And we'll cook our chocolate in this top one so that the chocolate doesn't get scorched.
So how much is this?
I'm modifying the recipe because we have a kind of smaller cake pan. And so instead of using the whole recipe, I'm using 3/4 of it. So I'm using 5 1/4 tablespoons of butter when the original recipe calls for 8. All right, so while we're waiting for the pan to heat up and get the water simmering, we're going to mix the eggs and the sugar in the bowl. And we have 3/4 cup of sugar here. We're just going to mix them up until they're smooth. So our water is steaming and boiling just a little bit, and while it's continuing to do its thing, I'm gonna just scrape the chocolate carefully into this bowl or pan. So chocolate's in there, and then we just plop the butter in. And I'm gonna put this down so it's just simmering, just so it's got heat coming off of it. I'm just gonna kind of make sure that this is moving, so we're already getting some melting. That's nice. Okay, so we have this sort of muddy looking mess right now, which is kind of fun. I'm gonna chop up the butter or break it up a bit. Chocolate and butter together are like a perfect marriage. Fat.
I don't really see how you can
goodness. And they get all silky and creamy and smooth together, and it's just the most lovely thing ever. We're just going to get this barely melted, nice and smooth, and then we'll quit.
Just kind of enough to get rid of the chunks of chocolate, so it's all just kind of smooth. Just want to drink it. Can we just drink it?
Sure. Why not?
Say forget the cake for Adam.
Who needs cake? Oh, why are we making Adam a cake again? Would you like to
we're
share
making
with you?
Adam a Chipotle chocolate cake because she made me a lemon cake, but he refuses to eat it because he doesn't like lemon. So we're making him a Chipotle chocolate, which I will not like because I don't like Chipotle.
So we're making a cake for Adam, and a cake for Sherry, and Lisa is going to have a little of both. Turn this off, and we're going to take the pan, take it over here, and what we're going to do next is called tempering. So we have eggs here. I'm going to mix them up one more time.
So this was just the eggs and sugar.
This is the eggs and sugar. This is the chocolate and butter. If I were to, like, say, dump these eggs into this hot chocolate, what do you think might happen?
The eggs would start to cook.
Yeah, then we'd have scrambled egg chocolate.
I mean,
Gross.
not great.
Gross! So what we do is we take a little bit of hot chocolate, put it into the eggs, mix it up so it doesn't really heat up the eggs because we just have a little bit of heat in there. And we slowly add a little bit more and more chocolate until it's all in. Mix. Oh, it's already starting to There we go. Little bits at a time. No cooking of eggs. Alright, see how this is also starting to take on the smooth character of the chocolate?
Mm-hmm.
It's getting there. We're at the point where I'm not too worried about egg curdling. Scrape out all the sides there. Oh, that's lovely. Isn't that gorgeous?
Now you're gonna ruin it with Chipotle.
We're gonna ruin it with Chipotle. Half a teaspoon of Chipotle chili powder. And I always put a little extra cinnamon anyway because it's just so good. This cake has a little bit of a character. I don't know if you've ever had Mexican hot chocolate. You probably haven't. But for those of you who are watching who've had Mexican hot chocolate, this has some of the same things in it. So it has that sort of spicy, creamy, bold flavor. All right, that is our cake batter. So before we started, I had Sherry butter the sides and put down a piece of parchment paper that she also buttered. And that we do that because this isn't a springform pan. We're not going to be able to like take the sides off. We will be able to put a knife around the outside of here when the cake is cooked. But that paper on the bottom is going to keep the cake from sticking on the bottom. We'll be able to easily invert it onto a plate.
Look how pretty that is. You see how shiny?
So pretty. All right, let's put it in the oven.
Okay.
What we want here is mostly set in the middle. So if we jiggle it a little bit, sorry, this is the timer. It's too jiggly. We're not quite there yet.
Okay, we're gonna put it back in for a little bit.
Yep. All right, so we're all done. We're gonna test it. And that is a beautifully clean knife. We're gonna take this out. Up here. And it looks a little puffy right now, but it's going to settle. Thank you, Sherry. It's gonna settle as it cools. And then once it does finally cool, we're gonna take a knife around the edge, put it on a plate to cool the rest of the way, and once it's in an hour or so, then we'll put some powdered sugar on top.
Yeah.
Okay, so our cake is cooled. It's out of the oven and it's nice and cool, and we're ready to put on some powdered sugar. Spoon a little powdered sugar into the sifter. And then we make it snow.
Look at how pretty.
So pretty. All right, we're gonna do the lemon cake while we're at it.
Thank you so much for watching. We will put the recipes or the links to the recipes in the description below. Have a great day and we will see you next time. Bye.